was my sense of justice and fairness.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
My blood carried with it
It's
a
charging now.
demand that the world be a fair place. Life's unfair was nothing but a cruel and unjustified excuse to allow for injustice and cruelty to take place in the world. I wouldn't have it then, and I won't have it now. I'm gonna try and take this so I can just press my button here. Come on, come on. Woo. Thank you. Woo! That's so much more energy. And it's so sorry. As I said, I won't have it then, and I won't have it now. My blood has grown sick. The boil from the fires of injustice has left it charred and thick. And my mother no longer sings the national anthem at the beach for fear of praising a monster our people did not create. The chains that hold back our worst tendencies have unleashed a beast that, if given the chance, will consume everything in fire, chaos, and destruction. Do not let the beast fool you, though. The creature of hate and malice has many faces and many more forms. And today we can see in broad daylight the creature's favorite face, war. Our communities are being besieged. With no approval from Congress, with no responsibility to the common citizen, the president has made it clear he wants a war at home. Perhaps he should clear his other plates before ordering another. This moment, marred by the growing pains America is suffering, is the result of the lies we told ourselves and our children. And I fear that we have lied in the face of our gods once more, assuring ourselves that we are safe here. That we are leaders, that we are working to get it right, that we are doing our best, and that we will be safe here. I am here today to ask you to pray for California, fight for California, so we can thrive in California. Because the wolves have come, the dogs of the imperial state have shed their sheep's clothing and are coming for our neighbors, our families, our kids, and soon enough, they'll even hunt those who think they are the exception. How many of you have friends or family that might be targeted? I know I have several close friends who are currently at risk with the current actions of this administration. If California isn't safe, then nowhere will be safe. We stand here today in the midst of the achievements of the independent living movement, a movement that started not too far from here in Berkeley, California. So many foundational movements got their start here or were uplifted into the halls of history from here. What we do right now in this moment has power. California has power. We have the power. The power to change not just ourselves, not just our community, country, or even the world, but the power to change history. We have the power to carve a new path out of the darkness and into a better future for all people. It won't be easy. They may call us criminals, rioters, looters, and even delusional. Ooh, are we good? It won't, yes. But we will hold strong because we know that we are the true patriots. Patriots. A very, very tough term, complicated for many of us, seeing as the first patriots were colonizers, ableists, and slave owners. Yet, words are like a phoenix, full of new potential and new meanings. So today, let's give this word a new meaning. A defender of the community and protector of human rights. The protesters of LA are patriots. The people who stand up to tyranny are patriots. And all those who have and will rise up in the face of the oppressive beast are patriots. It won't be easy, it never has been, but this is our moment. And to the young people in the room, remember, this is young people's moment to fight for a better world. We, the people, the American people, have been left the keys to our absolution. No man, no king, no president will be above the law. There will be no one who will take away our rights with the flick of only their pen. The Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and our other sacred texts tell us this. A government that is no longer for the people, by the people, cannot stand. And it is the duty of its citizens to put things right. We, and this country, was built through the blood, sweat, and tears of those looking to make peace with the land, the buildings for which our institutions arose. Well, they were built by slaves of the men who would use them. Our history is sad and brutal and horrific, yet there is hope. There is kindness, and there is always a choice to be better. Those who seek to oppress us, those who seek to criminalize us, those who seek to destroy us will fail as they have time and time again. Because their worlds, their realities are built on falsehoods, uneasy alliances, and shared hatred. A strong government these do not make. These are the woes of those too weak to ask for help, those afraid of change and progress, those who would wrongfully step on the throat of the fourth largest economy in the world. My fellow Americans, my fellow Californians, let us remember that we stand on stolen grounds, on the grounds of indigenous people. California is hallowed ground, blessed with splendor and bountiful resources. This great state is a major integral part of the ecosystem that makes America strong. And the moment they forget the things that make America truly strong is the moment they'll have lost. I beseech you, the people, to not forget our strength. This traitorous and frankly criminal administration is in service to one person and one person only, and we cannot let that stand. We must stand together. I ask you that if nothing else, you take my words and the feelings we have shared here and let them give you hope. We must fight for justice, for truth, and for peace. We will not be silenced, and we will not back down. We will organize, and we will protect our communities as we have always done. Our states and our democracy will be protected by the people. Remember this, all rebellions are built on hope, but only the successful ones weaponize their oppressors' incompetence. Thank you, and stay safe, California.
Patriot Jem Moore, everybody, please give it up for that. That's great to have that energy. Are you ready for some more energy? All right, everybody, they are back, and we're going to prepare the stage here. But please welcome back the Star Dancers. Happy, happy. Let's give a round of applause. Woo, star dancers. Aplausos. Happy.
Okay, no, but be careful with this thing because it's loose.
Everyone, Star Dance Group, one more time. All right, so I have had a wonderful day with all of you. I have to get to work, so I will have to leave you, but it has been great to be a part of this. I'm wearing the disability pride flag right now for the, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I bought it from the evil empire. It came in 2 days, but that's okay. We're gonna give me a pass on that. And so I just wanted to say to keep kicking ass in peaceful ways and doing your advocacy and doing your art. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Russell.
I just want to give so much gratitude to Nina for being here today. Nina came all the way out from the Bay. There are many opportunities to follow and watch Nina. And Nina, maybe if you could give folks quick ways to keep track of you.
It's ninagcomedians.com, and I also have some stickers over on the DRC table that read stuff like, if I'm such an inspiration, then don't cut my services. And disability is a physical or mental impairment that substantially results in dealing with assholes. So those are over there. So
thank you so much, Nina. And we're going to keep it going. Just so you know, again, another incentive to check Nina out. Last night, Nina and I hit an open mic together in Citrus Heights. It's the first time that I've ever seen angry Nina. So
oh, I know. I'm so glad you got to see that. And see, the thing is that what I do is I'm angry at the open mic, so I seem like I'm okay here. I'm presentable when I talk about the angry things that I talk about on stage. And today I knew I would be kind of angry. So that's why you saw me.
So word of caution, if you ever decide to tell jokes about disability, you better be part of the community.
Yeah.
You never know where we are.
And even then, you never know.
So, thanks so much. And we're going to keep things rolling. Again, I'm Russell Dawson Rawlings. And we're going to, yes, okay. We are going to invite up Assemblymember Isaac Bryan, who is chair of the California Disability Caucus, and I want to sit here for a second and just say how badass is it that we finally have a caucus of legislators that have the word disability in their mission and mandate. So with that, I'm going to introduce Assembly Member Bryant. Welcome to Sacramento. For 26 years, nearly 30 years, and she always made a home for the hardest to place cases. For some of us, like me, it meant kind of deep trauma as a young kid. In other instances, it meant children with disabilities. Those were the hardest to place cases. My mother made our home that home, and she adopted 9 of us. So I have. We are a family that sees everybody and values everybody and believes in a world that is inclusive for everybody. And as a legislator, it's important for me to do all that I can to make sure that all of our policies that we move in this big building behind me is just like my mother. Sees everybody, is inclusive for everybody, and fights for accessibility for everybody. You know, you have a champion and you need to know that your voice, your presence is seen and felt here. I'm so grateful to be in this purpose. We're just getting started. The caucus is in its infancy, but we're growing stronger every day, and I can't wait to continue to move this work forward with you all. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Assembly Member Bryant. All right, we're going to get back to the community now. I have extreme pleasure of welcoming up Matt Scott, a 5-time and 2-time wheelchair basketball gold medalist. Please welcome Matt Scott. Yeah, this was at the beginning. I can't find a decision. Didn't know if I was going to stay here, come here. I think it feels better. How we doing today? Yeah. What an amazing day to come together. Right? What an amazing day to come together. Come together is what we're doing. Make some noise for the progress in this disability community. Make some noise for togetherness in this disability community. As Russell said, my name is Matt Scott. I'm a 5-time Paralympian, 2-time gold medalist for Team USA's wheelchair basketball team. Most recently inducted to the Wheelchair Basketball Hall of Fame. And just generally happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I'm here in support of our strong and capable community. I just wanted to be here and soak up the energy and just be here amongst you all. This feels good. This feels good. I know that there aren't amazing things happening right now, but what is amazing is that we're all coming together, and I'm happy to be here. So as a Paralympic gold medalist, I learned the power of adaptive sports. I learned how to communicate, I learned to be a leader, and I learned to rise above challenges. And right now, we're in a challenging time as people with disabilities. Our community is in a challenging time, and that's what the power of adaptive sports taught me. I taught how to rise above those challenges. I was born with my disability, so advocating for myself
was something that I've always learned how to do. But recently, I've learned the power of advocating for us all, for our entire community. I recently launched an organization that's called Fly Without Limits, and it's a disability empowerment organization in which we do exactly that. We advocate for this disability community. So, independence, confidence, integrity, equity, and empowerment, those are the guiding principles of everything that I do for Fly Without Limits and in my personal life. And that's what this community is all about. I launched that 2 years ago, and I moved here to the Bay Area about 4 years ago. So I'm not a Bay Area native, but I am feeling the love of the Bay Area community and feeling the love of, yeah, there we go. I just wanted to, like I said, be here, soak up some time with you today, show my support for everything that's going on, and together, we can do this. So thank you for having me. Russell, is that you?
Thank you so much, Matt. Yes. Really appreciate you being here. So next up, we have Assembly Member Liz Ortega. Assemblymember Ortega serves in the Bay Area. She represents a part of the Bay Area and is a leader on pushing back against solitary confinement. I don't know how many of you know how big of an issue this is for people with disabilities. It is huge. So with that, I'd like to invite up another member of the Disability Legislative Caucus, Assemblymember Liz Ortega.
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. You guys look beautiful. What an amazing day. I'm Assemblymember Liz Ortega, Chair of Labor and Employment, a proud member of this Disability Caucus, actually a co-founder. As your Labor and Employment Chair, one of the first things that I did when I got to Sacramento was have a joint legislative committee hearing about the importance of having people with disabilities in the workplace and ensuring that you're protected, that you are seen, and that you are heard. And we can't do that without ensuring that we have the resources behind that. And so I was proud to have that in one of my very first things. And I've continued to advocate. And while, yes, one of the bills that I'm carrying about solitary confinement is important, I also want to talk about the moment that we're in right now, because it is even more important to continue to use our voices right now, in this moment, as we're seeing our communities be torn apart. And there's a poem that many of us have heard, but currently we're not reading about it in history books. We're not seeing it on a movie. We're actually living through it right now, where they come after people with disabilities. Then they come for our immigrant community. They come for our labor champions. And I do not want to be, whoa. One of those, it's ready to get into action. One of those, I don't want to be one of those legislators that looks back in this moment in time where our democracy is at a crossroads and it's literally in crisis, and ask myself, what did I do? Did I do enough? Was it enough? And right now, I can tell you that it's not enough. We have to do more, whether it's fighting back against these budget cuts to our communities, to legislation that's actually going to make a difference on the ground, or for our future generations that need us now more than ever. So I'm here to say once again that I'm committed to continue to fight. I am committed to continue to be your voice, and I am committed to ensure that there's justice for all in the state of California and nationally. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Assemblymember Ortega. All right. Next, I'd like to invite up Eric Harris from Disability Rights California. Sorry, did I overshoot my target here? I should come over here, I suppose. So I'm so glad to be up here with Eric. Eric and I have known each other for, gosh, like almost 8 or 9 years now. Yeah. Eric and I have worked together a lot over the years. We've planned events like this. I just want to take a moment to say that I'm really proud of what's being built here, and thank you for bringing your energy to this space. Again, I know that I mentioned it at the very top of the, early this morning. This is the California Disability Leadership Alliance, and we are a cross-disability, cross-organizational alliance of organizations led by and for people with disabilities. I'm going to try to rattle off some of the names of the organizations that are here that have been part of this process with us. Of course, Disability Rights California. Myself at California Foundation for Independent Living Centers. NorCal Services for Deaf and Hard of Hearing. Disability Rights Education and Defense Fund, otherwise known as RIDE. Cal Voices. And other orgs. Many orgs have come together, organizations led by and for people with disabilities have said, we need this moment of power. So I'm going to turn it over to Eric for just a moment to talk to us a little bit about what we're up to in terms of some of our legislative priorities, and also just kind of give us a middle point where we're building our power here. So take it away, Eric.
Thank you, Russell. My name is Eric Harris. I'm with Disability Rights California, and it's really a pleasure to be here and an honor to speak to you all today. And I want to tell you a little bit, carry a little bit forward what Russell was saying. It's really important that folks in this building behind us hear us and see us. They need to know that we're here and that we won't sit or stand for what has been going on over the last several years. We're not going to stand for coercive approaches to mental health and homelessness. We're not going to stand for cuts, major cuts to the services that we depend on every day, including in-home support services, including other forms of services like accessibility, whenever we need American Sign Language interpreters, whenever we need accessibility on websites. We need to make sure that they hear us and see us every single day and know that we are constituents, that we vote, and that our voices are important. Our voices matter. So give yourselves a round of applause. I will say that we are very grateful. The California Disability Leadership Alliance coming together. We are grateful for all of the work that has been done up to this point. So many advocates throughout the state and throughout the state's history have done so many important things to make sure that we have so many rights here in California. But it is our responsibility as current leaders and advocates to carry it forward, to make sure that our voices are heard, to make sure that our spirit is heard and recognized. Last year, we put together a state of the state document laying out the major concerns that we had as a community with what is currently happening in California. California should be a leader for people with disabilities, and we've fallen behind. It is our time right now to lift up and advocate for our communities and make sure that we are all a part of this process at the very beginning. Not in the middle, not at the very end when stuff goes wrong, but at the very beginning when these ideas are being put together. So I'm glad that you all are here today. I look forward to working with you all moving forward. And I'll just finish off by saying this last thing. Nothing about us without us.
Let's try that one out really quick. Let's get our lungs going. Let's go. Nothing about us without us. Nothing about us without us. Nothing about us without us. Thank you. Yeah. So good. Thank you, Eric. And I also want to acknowledge a couple of folks from our community that are here that are in positions to represent us. First, we have Dante Allen, who is the Director of Communications and Legislation for the Department of Rehabilitation. And we also have April Dawson-Rawlings, who is the Director of the California Commission on Disability Access, or CCDLA. Thanks. It feels really good to be surrounded by our folks up here, doesn't it? Yeah. All right, well, let's keep it moving. Next, I'd like to introduce Roque Alas Bouton, the Council Chair for Protection and Advocacy of Individuals with Mental Illness Advisory Council, and he is a member of the Board of Directors of Disability Rights California. Roque. Sorry, we are waiting for Roque. I got ahead of myself. I am super fast. Well, I gotta tell you all a joke then. I gotta follow Nina. All right, so I know, you may have been seeing some of the, the massive No Kings protests, and I just want to let everyone here in Sacramento, look, we won. We already won even before that protest started. There are no Kings in the NBA playoffs. Anyway, we should probably repurpose that beam and make it, the disability pride flag, right? So we should be lighting the disability pride flag beam, I think. All right. Okay. All right. And now, again, I will introduce Roque Alas Bouton, as a board member of Disability Rights California and a member of the Protection and Advocacy of Individuals with Mental Illness.
Hi everyone, it's Roque, and it's good to be with you all today. I identify myself as a peer. I live with multiple disabilities. I'm visually impaired, hearing impaired, mobility impaired, and I have lived through lots of trauma in my days. First, I'd like to start off with a bit of an acknowledgement to the Miwok, the Nisenan, and the Patuan peoples here, the native tribes and all the bands, and on their land, we give them props. Thank you so much for the people and this community. I'd also like to echo all the things that have been said about this California Disability Leadership Alliance. So many great leaders have come together today. So many amazing people. I've just been immersed in them and in the community, and it's been such a really a great auspicious moment. It's time for us to have all these gatherings and stand up for our rights. So I'd just like to share a little bit about some of the work I do. As mentioned, with the PAC, the Protection and Advocacy Council, we look after those folks with severe mental illness. And I would like to give a shout out actually to the peers who are members of that council and how much dedication and how much lived experience they share and inform the services and how they look after the work that Disability Rights California does on the behalf of these individuals. I'd like to also share a little bit about my life, growing up in Koreatown during the 70s through the 90s, where it was a real crazy place, real gang infested. A lot of the trauma that I've experienced is because of both the community of crime and the culture and the violence and the police corruption. And it was a very challenging place to live as a person with disabilities. Most of you know what's going on right now with all the sweeps of immigration and all the National Guard and the Marines. There was nothing like that came to save us. I mean, there were gunshots every day in my neighborhood and real violence going down. It's nothing like like protest where people are standing up fighting for their rights. It's very different conditions. And so I really want to acknowledge the predecessors that have brought us here to this day, who brought about the introduction of the Rehabilitation Act, the Americans with Disabilities Act. People, as you might know, some of the elders here of our community lived without these things. We didn't have the ADA, we didn't have the Rehab Act. And it's still that kind of energy that we have now, that we got to fight for our rights. We got to like stand up and say that we can, regardless of what happens to us, fight for our rights. I'm hoping that all of us here today can mobilize, speak up, do your thing, do our part. And I'm really thankful for all of you all coming out today. And just like was shared earlier, are you guys like open to a bit of like rally chant? Are you guys good with that? You want to do one? Yeah, I got one for you. All right, here, let's do this. Let's see. Disabled have rights. Disabled will fight. So on the beat. Disabled have rights. Disabled will fight. Disabled have rights. Disabled will fight. Disabled have rights. Disabled will fight. Yes, y'all take care of yourselves. Be well, stay strong. Thank you so much, and blessings to you all. Roque out.
Thank you so much, Roque. So good. All right, next I'd like to introduce Joe Metters, the former executive director of People First of California and a self-advocate. Thank you so much, Joseph.
Good afternoon. The war is just getting started. We have to keep fighting what we believe was right, not just for us, but for all Californians who ain't here today. So, I'm going to speak on Medicare, how important we have to keep Medicare and Medi-Cal intact. We don't need those cuts. I have the experience, got one of those nasty letters in December said, I need to quit my job because I was making too much or I lose my Medi-Cal. I shouldn't have to quit my job because I was just working 2 days a week and giving back. So they told me I would lose my Medi-Cal. And I was set to have surgery in February when I got that letter in December. So I had about 5 weeks to come up with a plan. And the good part about it, I had a lot of people behind me saying you won't lose it. And today, I'm still on Medicare and Medi-Cal because the fight for my friends and myself. So we have to keep fighting for what's right for everybody. We want a job. We want to do things like anybody else in the community. So I will close. I'm a voter. I'm a taxpayer. So if you're not registered to vote, get registered to vote and tell your friends to register to vote. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Joe. All right, thank you, Joe. I'd like to invite up my lifelong friend, and I'm going to say lifelong because my life really dramatically took a different course when I came here to California in 2001. You'll have plenty of time to hear about me in the future, but I'd like to introduce my good friend, Joseph Berry, who is a scholar, an activist, an advocate, and so much more. He's been a long-time member of Disability Organizing Group for Initiating Total Equality, or Dogfight, an active group here in Sacramento that meets monthly over at Resources for Independent Living. There's another Joe in the room. We have all the Joes here. Joe Wilson, who I see midway in the audience here, who is at RIL, that can tell you a lot more about Dogfight as well. But with that, I will give it over to Joseph Berry.
How you been?
Hello, hello. Hey, hey. So I want to first, say I've been kind of gone doing my studies for the last about 5 years. And I finished with my PhD from University of Kentucky here recently. Thank you, thank you. Nonetheless, it feels excellent to be home. It feels great to see everybody here, and so I hope what I have to say doesn't come across as being too alarmist or anything, but I think it's a critical kind of point in our collective future as persons with disabilities. And so that is, considering the political climate, even the socio-cultural climate, or the civil climate, if you will, showing an amount of indifference or even acceptance of certain ills that in the past would never have been okay. And so I think that the biggest threat facing, I think, persons with disabilities, of course, from a practical sense, are the cuts that are occurring at the national level, especially, and in a more maybe pragmatic kind of sense, are the general sentiment of society to kind of be willing to sacrifice others, if you will, for their own sake, maybe. And that threat has to do with the word itself of disability and the term of what that means to be a person with a disability. As you may or may not know, most every count that takes us nowadays utilizes a measure that has them to assess ailment and or other kind of health-related kind of concerns or even activity kinds of concerns, where people check boxes and ultimately social scientists or whoever's collecting data determine how many persons with disabilities it is amongst a given, societal group. And it might not sound like a big deal, and not that these kinds of ways of looking at disability aren't useful, but I think if we don't embrace our identity as persons with disabilities, then we forfeit some of that power, or if not all of that power that was passed down to us by past disability rights leaders and those that provided us with an identity group to say that we are persons with disabilities. And that voice is one that's united, whether you have some disability, a lot of disability, or anywhere in between. And so the more that we can just utilize that word and rally around that word, and when we call our national level legislators and let them know our disgust, when we vote at the polls, and we want to remove the people that are, implementing these harmful kind of policies, if not, through financial means or otherwise, we have to embrace that word of disability and make it ours again, and make sure that they understand that you're talking about us. And so it's foundational, it's critical that we embrace this word now more than ever, I would say, so that we don't run the risk of becoming erased in a certain sense, as far as being a group that warrants leverage, And so with that, I plead with you, please, if they want to use measures, let them use different words to describe those kinds of categorical stuff. Those categorical elements that they assess as being us. And in large part it is, but I think it's very important that we distinguish that word is meant to signify an identity group more than anything else. And again, I say thank you for your time. I look forward to spending more time with you guys. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing today.
Thank you so much, Joseph. It's great to have you back here in California. I think, you know, the one thing that I want to take a moment to acknowledge is that we've heard from some amazing leaders today. And whenever, you know, DRC and CFILC and DREDF and NorCal Services for Deaf and Hard of Hearing, whenever we first came together, we wanted to put together an alliance of leaders. We originally, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, we struggled to find a name. At first, we just wanted to call ourselves the Badass Advocates. And I think the spirit of that is here with us in this room today. You've heard from some amazing folks, and we're about to close out with one of the strongest. I am so excited to introduce Sherry Farina, the Executive Director of NorCal Services for Deaf and Hard of Hearing. Is nationally known as a civil rights leader and advocate. She's been at this work a very long time. My little thing here says 1993, but I have a feeling it's much longer than that. With that, I am going to introduce Sherry. Sherry, please come and give us your take on leadership. I know we're going to be getting some knowledge here. Thank you.
No, thank you. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. You guys are still here? You guys still awake? You guys with me? I am the last speaker of the day. So thank you for your patience. Please stay and hang on and let's talk. Deaf applause. This is how we applause in the deaf way. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's windy today. So when you see me clapping in the air, the interpreter's gonna, you hear the interpreter's voice. It's equal access for our blind colleagues. It's very windy, so I hope my paper doesn't fly away again. Oh, I might need an assistant. Okay, I think I have an assistant. All right, well, thank you very much, sir. As the director for Deaf Services and Deaf and Hard of Hearing, Deaf Blind, Deaf Plus, and Disabled, I have spent my lifelong career focusing on breaking down barriers and access to education for deaf children. And why? Because many children are born to hearing families, and so their language barrier starts from the beginning when they are born. So what we call that is language deprivation. Have no access to language, and I worked hard to spearhead legislation for language equality and acquisition for deaf and hard of hearing children, so that when they enter kindergarten, they are ready to learn. AKA, the bill was called LEAD K, LEAD-K. This bill passed in 2015 here in California, first state in the union. And now 23 other states have modeled our bill and successfully passed in their states. Round of applause. Air clapping, yes. We are collaborating with a group of dedicated individual leaders nationwide in the United States to advocate this bill now to become federal legislation. Air clapping again. All right. So we, as deaf people, we are 5 million strong. 5 million here in California. We are taxpayers. We are voters. We are educators. We are doctors. We are accountants. We are in sales. We are farmers. And we work in the fields and pick our vegetables and fruits. And we are homeless. And we're also rich, maybe not really, sort of, right? But we are people from all walks of life in California. And whether or not that we are immigrants, at one time in our ancestry, in our ancestors, we all come from somewhere. Generation after generation after generation. And we are the residents here in California. Air clap applause again. So our voices matter. Right now, it is a very emotional time. Inspiring to see thousands and thousands. I think this morning, maybe it was 12.1 million people who have walked throughout the streets of the United States to fight against the injustices and standing together in solidarity because of these injustices that we've been experiencing since when? January 2025. So today I'm going to ask all of you, those of you who are watching online, where this is streaming this event, I want to see everyone, because we are all impacted by all of our speakers, everyone that said today. We are aligned with one another in solidarity. We are in this together. We are the Alliance. We need you to contact your U.S. senators. Our U.S. senators of California are great, but we need you still to reach out onto the other U.S. senators of the other states. In every state, there are 2 senators for each, regardless whether you're from that state or not. Please contact them. Please tell them to please vote no on the big, ugly tax bill. Right? Yes. Air clapping. Yes, come on. That bill is going to cut Medicaid, Medicare, IHSS, many, the long list of services, and probably more that we don't even know because there's so many amendments that are sneaky during the middle of the night. And a lot of legislators are not being told what's in there, and that is not right, and it is not acceptable. We cannot afford to tolerate any cuts of IHSS, Medi-Cal, Medicaid. California, our governor knows better. And to plan the same kind of cuts here in the state, what is wrong with this picture? We are California. We've always protected everyone. We will not accept that. Ever. That behavior from our California governor. That is not acceptable. There are no cuts. No cuts. Remember, your voice matters. Your vote matters. You matter. And that is what we tell the governor, and we call his office today. Before you leave today, you call his office. You say, hey, I'm here. We matter. And sign with me. We matter. Sign with me. We matter. We matter. We matter. So let's do it. Let's exercise our rights as citizens, immigrants, each and every person who is living and residing in California, that we all matter. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for helping me.
Thank you, Sherry. This has been, we've got our marching orders now, right? Right? I hope everyone takes a moment to engage with their elected officials at every level of government, both your
your state elected officials here, your federal elected officials, and even your local officials. There is so much that they can do. So next, I'd love to invite up a good friend and neighbor of mine, Ross Hammond, to just come and get us and set us with some great vibes to carry out back into our communities. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to stay in touch with us, if you want to be a part of helping us shape next year, we invite you to email us. You can find us at CDLA Alliance, so that's California Disability Leadership, CDL Alliance @gmail.com. Thank you so much, and I'm happy to welcome Ross Hammond. Oh, Ross is getting plugged in. Sorry, once again, I am running ahead.
Jenny.
Oh, the important thing, I was just reminded.
Jenny.
There are snacks and water over at the blue DRC tent. You can find it by looking for the big Disability Pride flag. So if you want some snacks and water.
Can you hold this while I go to the bathroom?
Important at this point, probably. They are there.
That one should be fine. Woohoo! Jenny has that cable though.